Hey guys, today we have Subhash and he is having total 5 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. And guys, those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Subhash, how are you?
I'm fine, Wasim. I'm fine. How are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, I have 5 years of experience in backend development, mainly Java, Spring Boot, Kafka, AWS services, and in recent
Mm-hmm.
project I worked on POS application, and it is billing application, and one is a cloud native retail suite. And mainly I worked on API development, database schema design, and synchronization of data to POS application to cloud platform.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's say for a put request that updates a
Yeah,
user. What
yeah.
status code would you return on success and what if the user does not exist?
Status code 201 status code, yeah, 200 status code, it's successful updated.
Okay, and what if the user does not exist?
uh, I can't recall that status code, so yeah, I can't recall.
Okay. So since this is not a cat API, if we are
Yeah,
fetching some data and if data is not available, so we should return 404 something like that, right?
what,
But
yeah,
this is
what,
a put
that is,
API. If user does not exist, but the calls got success, so it means it may return 204 like no
200,
content,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Suppose the front-end team says they are getting course errors when calling your
Mhm.
backend API from localhost.
Yeah,
What is happening
yeah.
here and how would you fix it on the backend side?
Yeah, means cause happens because of we are calling from different port. We have to
Mhm.
call from same port. If you want to call different port, we have to in Spring Security. There is a course method. We have to enable that.
Mhm. Correct, correct. Actually, the browser blocks the calls because our API sits on a
Different,
different origin and does not send the
different,
allows
different
header.
origin. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So we can fix it as you already told by using uh, cross origin annotation, right?
yeah.
Course must be enabled. Okay.
Enable.
Let's say your API returns a list of 50,000 records and the response is very
Yeah,
slow. So how would you change the
yeah.
API so that response will be faster?
Yeah, means we can't return the all the data at once. We have to
Hmm.
implement pagination. Okay,
Hmm.
from backend also we will in Spring Boot there is a means pageable feature. We
Hmm.
can implement that using that we can implement pagination.
Correct, correct. So that is true. Instead of returning everything at once, we should add paging so the client asks for one page
Yeah,
at a time and
yeah,
we
yeah,
can able to return a small detail instead of the full entity. Right?
yeah, yeah.
So how would you implement sorting and paging without writing custom queries? Do you know?
Yeah, in Spring Boot, we have significance specifications. Specific
Mm-hmm.
by using specifications, we can construct our means dynamic queries by sorting,
Mm-hmm.
means by by sorting and by filtering and all. Yeah. There's a
Okay.
specification. Yeah,
Yeah, we can
which I
take a pageable as a controller parameter and pass it in straight into the repository method. And Spring Data adds like
yeah,
limit, offset, on order by, right? That returns a
yeah,
page, the total
yeah,
count. Yeah, okay. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Subhash prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So guys, let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are already covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime, any day, right? Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. Okay. So basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git, coding questions, Stream API, coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full kit with project supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, before moving to our interview, since Subhash is here, so we can ask for a feedback. So Subhash, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, I purchased into preparation kit from this Gen Z. It
Mhm.
helped me a lot in into preparation and to cover in-depth concepts. Means
Mhm.
I'm mainly from Node.js backend development. I want to switch to Java. It helped me a
Mhm.
lot in preparing for interviews.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Moving ahead. So Subhash, let's say two different clients call your create order API twice with the same data because of network retry. So how would you make
Mhm.
sure only one order is created?
Yeah, client means we have to incorporate idempotency here. Means the order means or the if API calls twice
Mm-hmm.
same in same order, we have to
Mm-hmm.
implement idempotency. The client will send idempotent key every time it will call the same API,
Mm-hmm.
and we will check whether we process this order or not. If it is
Mm-hmm.
processed, we will not do anything. If it not processed, we will process the order.
Okay, that is correct. We can make the API idempotent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say a field in your response DTO is null for most records and the front end does not want it in the JSON at all. So how would you handle it?
Okay. The front end doesn't need this API means this call this key in DTO
Mm-hmm.
from DTO.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would you do from the backend side?
I would not send this.
Okay, you are not getting this question. So let's say a
No.
field or maybe multiple fields in your DTO response is null,
Mm-hmm.
right? For
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
you have a customer name or any field that is null,
Yeah.
right? And the front end does not want it in the JSON at all.
Null,
Means front end doesn't want
null
the null
values.
value.
Null
It
values.
may, yeah. So how would you handle it? It may be empty. It can be other,
Yeah. Yeah. It
but
may be. Yeah. I would means I would send the predefined this one predefined
Mhm.
values for that for null values, and I would send in status code that customer is not found if any customer is not there, like that.
Okay. Okay. So when we are returning the JSON, right, the
Mm-hmm.
response,
Mm-hmm.
we should keep in mind we are not returning those fields that's having null value.
Null value.
Right. So how can we do
Okay.
that? There are multiple ways. We can
Mm-hmm.
do some JSON include dot not underscore null we inside the JSON include annotation, or we
Mm-hmm.
can set in the property configuration like spring dot JSON dot default hyphen property inclusion is equal to not null means after doing
Mm-hmm.
this the field then simply does not appear in the JSON.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
when UI will receive the response, they will not receive the value that's having null
Null. Okay.
key and value. Okay, okay, okay. So let's say your API takes a request with 15 fields and you want to accept user underscore name from that client, but keep username in your Java class. What? How would you do that?
Come again.
Okay,
Come
your
again.
API takes a request with 15 fields,
50,
right?
50
And
fields.
you
Okay.
want to accept user underscore name from the client and
From the client.
keep user name in our Java class. Like you are receiving user underscore name from front end, but you want to
Front
keep
end.
the username without underscore in our Java code. So how would you do that? Basically, how would you do that mapping?
Uh, but means yeah, will I fetch means we will fetch from request this one request DTO. and
Mm-hmm.
we will set means we will set in to that object, that field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that in that way we can include that field in our
Yeah,
class.
yeah. Yeah, okay. So that is correct. That is the simplest way. Just we can directly manual set. I mean, we can
Yeah,
directly setting these things manually, but we have some
yeah,
alternate ways we could do through Jackson, right? We can add some
Jackson.
properties like spring.jackson.property hyphen naming hyphen
Mm.
strategy is equal to snake
Yeah,
underscore case. So it will convert user underscore name to username automatically without doing anything.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. Can you tell me what are the purpose of using POM XML file?
Yeah, POM XML file, it is used to include our dependencies, like
Mm-hmm.
actual dependencies, JWT dependencies, and all. We can use in our project. So, in a Spring Boot project,
Mm-hmm. Okay, got
it's
it.
like a
What,
repository of dependencies.
what's the difference between configuration annotation, bean annotation?
Configuration annotation is used for configuration of all the this one beans, all the configuration
Mm-hmm.
of all the beans, and bean annotation, creating bean objects and all. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Let's say you have a configuration annotation class where one bean annotation method needs the object created by another bean method in the same class. So how would you wire that?
Auto-wire means I don't know.
Okay, the simplest way is to take it as a method parameter and let Spring pass the bean in. We can also call the other bean annotation method directly because a configuration call is proxied and returns the same singleton instead of the fresh object. So I would
Mm.
prefer the parameter style since the dependency is obvious, right?
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Have you faced circular dependency issues in your project?
Yeah, we faced it. Means
Mm-hmm.
we faced it, but Spring Boot, by default, it will choose constructor injection method,
Mm-hmm.
dependency injection. Means for by that we can detect means early that circular dependency, and we can avoid circular dependency.
Mm, okay, okay. Got it. Moving ahead, what's the difference between component, service, and repository annotation? And also tell me, is it only for readability or does one of them actually do something extra?
Yeah, component and service and the repository are
Mm-hmm.
are a subset of component scan, component annotation. It
Mm-hmm.
creates a bean, means service, and it's a subset of a component scan. It is for readability, and repository is for it will manage the database
Mm-hmm.
exceptions this automatically by annotating repository as a annotation.
Okay. Repository annotation does something extra, component
Yeah,
service there.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
It will catch the data exceptions,
Mm-hmm.
database exceptions.
Okay. Got it. Moving ahead. Suppose your Spring Boot application is taking 90 seconds to start and the team wants it faster. So where would you start looking?
Uh, First, I'll check the
Mm-hmm.
configurations and all, whether all the beans are correctly initialized or not.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will check bean means all the dependencies, extra dependencies. I'll remove that extra dependency from Power XML file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in that way, I would reduce the startup time.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah, yeah. First, we can use debug logging or the actuator startup endpoint to see which beans and auto configurations take the longest, right? Or
uh,
usual cases are database or remote calls made at a startup connection pool warm up issue, right?
yeah.
Very wide component scan, right? So these also could be the issues. Okay. So what do you know about deployments? How do you do deployments?
Yeah, means we will first write the test cases, all the for
Mm-hmm.
all the means features.
Mm-hmm.
If means we will establish the CI/CD pipeline
Mm-hmm.
for automating the test build and deploying the artifacts to the targeted servers, and we will dockerize, we'll containerize the our application. And if you configure, if you want to deploy in Kubernetes using Kubernetes and all,
Mm-hmm.
we'll establish CI/CD pipeline for that.
Okay. Have you done any jar or war deployment?
Yeah, I have done jar deployment on Docker using means on EC2 instance using Docker.
Okay. Let's say your application works when you run it from the ID but fails when you run java-jar on the same machine. Have you faced this issue?
I didn't face this issue.
Okay. So mostly due to class path and resources differences, the ID reads
Mm,
files from the target folder while the jar reads from the inside the archive. So file-based access breaks and only get resource as stream works.
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's say you have a REST controller advice handling
Mm-hmm.
exception dot class, and you also have a handler for custom order not found exception. An
Mm-hmm.
order not found exception is thrown. Which handler runs here?
We have exception to order means same exception means same class.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Spring always choose the most specific handler for
Most,
the exception, right? So for an
okay.
order not found exception, the most specific handler is a custom order not found exception that we have created,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
How would you write a validation rule that is not available in the standard annotations? Let's say PAN number must match this format and must not already exist in the DB. So how would you write this?
Uh, we should check database from database or just in DTO.
Okay, let's say a client or a product team shared a format with you, right? And ask you
Mm-hmm.
the PAN number should be in this format and it must not
Mm-hmm.
already exist in the DB. So what would
Okay.
be your approach to validate the PAN here?
Yeah, first I will check that PAN from whenever client sends that PAN number, I will check from DB whether that
Okay.
PAN number exists or not, and I will
Hmm.
write a custom exception for that. This PAN number is already existed, like custom exception for that validation.
Hmm. Okay. Or we can write a constant validator. We can use regex here, right? To
Yeah.
check, to validate with the exact format that is
Mhm.
provided by client, right? Or product team.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Um, in your entity class, would you use integer or int for a numeric column?
Integer. Integer.
Okay, why?
Oh, integer is a object. Java means it is an object. It is not a primitive type, so I will use integer.
Okay. Yes, int cannot hold null. So a null column silently becomes zero and you can no longer tell zero from no set, right? Integer
Uh,
keeps the truth and so that's why we should use integer in entities and enforce mandatory values.
oh,
Okay, got it. Suppose you have a user entity and an address entity with a one-to-one relation and deleting a user should delete the address as well. So how would you configure
mhm.
it?
I would use on cascade. This one I would use and on cascade deletion of
Yes.
this.
Cascade
Yeah.
what? Like we have different types of cascade, right?
I can't recall particular that, but I would use cascade on delete order. We have to delete the address like that.
Okay. We would use cascade type dot all here and orphan removal
Oh,
should be true. right?
Yeah.
What's the difference
Oh,
between cascade type dot remove and orphan removal is equal to true?
I can't recall that. I can.
Okay, cascade type dot remove acts only when we delete the parent and the child is deleted along with it. Orphan
Okay.
removal also deletes a child when we merely detach it. For example, by calling user.setAddress null or removing it from a list. Orphan removal is stricter and treats a child as fully owned by the
Mhm.
parent.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you optimize your queries in Spring Boot and SQL?
Yeah, if there is a n plus one query, I would I will improve it. I will remove that n plus one query and do joins. I'll fetch all the
Mm-hmm.
details in one query. I'll
Mm-hmm.
use a database index for frequently fetched columns.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
means yeah, that's.
What is the difference between transactional annotation on a method that only reads and no transactional at all on a read method?
Can't recall that.
Okay. Without it, actually each query is run in its own autocommit transaction. With it,
Okay.
all queries in the method share one transaction and one consistent view of the data. And the persistent
Okay.
context says open, so lossy leading works here. For a single
Okay.
query, the difference is small, but for several related reads, it may matter.
Okay.
Okay. Um, got it. So how are you securing your REST APIs or the best way you think for securing REST APIs?
Yeah, if you want to do to go to stateless, means
Mm-hmm.
we often use JWT token. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
user logs in, we will sign JWT token with a
Mm-hmm.
list amount of payloads like username, user ID, and role.
Mm-hmm.
And every time client request other APIs, you will send that JWT token, and we will validate that user is means he is.
Mm-hmm.
Is the right person or not, and we will validate all the means he has he has access to particular API or endpoint or not. If he is if he has access, then we will give proceed to next this one processes.
Okay, got it. What do you think? What log level would you keep in production? Do you have the logging system?
Yeah, login system I will have, but I'm not didn't work on it.
No, no. Okay, so when you triage any defect or anything, you just see the logs
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We see
in
the
any
logs.
system, maybe Splunk or GCP or anywhere.
Yeah.
Where do you see?
Means we are using AWS. AWS. We will watch. Means we have cloud watch. We'll all the logs are there in cloud watch.
Okay,
We will
so don't you see
investigate.
like it is warn log or it is log or default
Yeah, yeah,
log?
one. Yeah, one log. Yeah, in properties. In properties, we will mention
Hmm.
that log level one. One errors and all like that. One levels.
What is the danger of keeping debug on
Don't.
in
I can't recall
production?
that.
Okay,
Don't know.
debug in production creates a huge volume of logs. It slows the
Okay.
application, fills the disk, and raises the logging cost. So that's why the
Mhm.
best practice is to avoid the debug
Okay.
logs on the production, and we can
Mhm.
keep the info level or warning level or default, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Suppose the response time of an endpoint has gone from 200 microsecond to 2 second after a release, but there is no
Mhm.
error in the logs. So how would you find out what changed or what is the issue?
Yeah, first I will investigate which endpoint is that. If
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw down the means I will check the all the latencies thread it is
Mm-hmm.
created which thread are is waiting, which how many threads are in queue and all. And I will do thread dumps. I'll check investigate that, and I'll check the DB contention, DB
Mhm.
full connection, with whether the transaction, whether all the queries are in transaction, means it is in blocked, or in
Mhm.
transaction awaiting, or something like that. uh, Means if I find any waiting query, then I will optimize that query, and I will release the connection, and all we will reduce the connection timing and all. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So, Subhash, can you please share your screen now? I will share one or two coding question with you. Let's start.
Okay.
Open any editor, internal or local or
Okay.
online, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's say you are given a string,
Mhm.
right? You are given a
Mhm.
string and you have to find the longest palindromic substring within a string.
Palindromics.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you give me example?
Okay, so example would be, can you open your editor? I would just ask you to write there.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so you can write A,
AA,
I mean double A, B,
double A, B,
double A.
double A.
So here you could see we have substring ABA, right? That is a
Mm,
palindromic. And
mm,
we have a full string like AAB, AA. So that is also a palindromic, right? So
mhm.
the maximum length would be this AAB, AA, right? This is a maximum uh, string that is palindromic.
Okay. You are saying that the substring should be a palindrome.
A substring can be palindromic or not, right?
Uh,
And you have to find all the substrings of
all
this
the substrings.
AABAA, right? And you have to check which one has the maximum length, right? This AABAA, this full string is also a substring, right? Can we can count
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Okay. Let me think.
Okay, so I'm giving you one more example. Okay,
Okay.
let's say take a string BABAD,
B, B, A, B, A.
BAD.
Mm,
No, no, yeah, D. So here you could see two palindromic substring. One is BAB, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
another one is ABA. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. A, B, A,
So
B. A. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So since both are
You
having
have to return,
length,
length three. You have to return length three.
yeah. So you can just print the length or like any substring. I mean,
Okay.
it's up to you. Hmm.
So then, I can't. Means- hello?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, sorry.
I can't. I can't solve it. I can't solve it.
Okay. So
Let
how
me
would
let
you just tell me the approach? How would you solve a simple palindromic problem?
uh, palindromic means I will means if you want to first I will
Hmm.
means I will reverse it and check whether reversed and string uh, original string is equal or not. Then I will it will palindrome is true. I'll return palindrome true.
Okay, so you will reverse it and you will check the two strings if they are equal. You will just say
Oh,
like
yeah,
these are palindromic.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so and can we do one thing? Can we pick a middle character and check the left right if they are same? Then we can go one more step like left to left and right to right and check their characters, something like that.
Yeah, two pointer we
And
can we
yeah, yeah.
can approach by two pointer.
Yeah. So the approach I would use here is called expand around the center. The key
Okay.
observation is that every palindrome has a center, right? The center can
Yeah,
either
yeah,
be a single character like in ABA or it can be between two characters like ABBA, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
iterate through the string and consider each position as a possible center. For each position,
Oh,
I will expand to the left and right as long as both characters are
mm,
equal, and this way
mm,
I will be able to count the each string, and whenever I'll found the maximum one, then I will return, yeah,
mm.
this is the maximum one. Something like that I could approach. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. So yes, Subhash,
okay.
it's done from my end, and yes, it was a nice interview.